She dispatched the communication at 10:47. No customary salutation, no emoticon, merely a simple, absolute directive: acquire all 5 or decline attendance. 5 constituting her comprehensive registry of desired wedding gifts. This included a luxurious pied-à-terre in Manhattan, a high-performance automobile, a bespoke diamond neckpiece, a coveted chronometer, and a premium designer carry-all. Ironically, even the least costly item represented a considerable fortune. I fixated on the screen until my vision became indistinct. My only reply was a single curt word: understood. The foundation of our sibling relationship was once robust. My sister Clara and I shared a childhood dormitory, twin sleeping arrangements, a solitary writing table, and an aging fan that incessantly rattled during the humid summer season. We exchanged intimate confidences beneath the bedding, shared pilfered confections, and swore that no individual or financial gain would ever compromise our bond. Yet, existence possesses a means of distorting sacred vows until they ultimately shatter. When she accepted the proposal from Victor, the ostentatious entrepreneur who continually exuded an aura of expensive fragrance and profound hubris, I was genuinely pleased for her, truly so. Even as the wedding expenditure began to inflate exponentially, even when she made light of the fact that my successful profession meant I would finally be of use to her. The definitive list arrived 1 month prior to the nuptials. It was not phrased as a polite appeal or a hopeful suggestion. It was a PDF meticulously prepared, complete with appended pricing, as though I were a corporate entity receiving a formal statement. I selected the designer carry-all quietly, without offering any challenge, a presentation I could manage without entirely liquidating my personal savings. 2 hours later, her text arrived, an explicit demand. When I attempted to telephone her, she declined the call. When I drove to her residence, she refused entry. Yet I clearly overheard her voice within, engaged in laughter with Victor. She was asserting, he will capitulate. He invariably capitulates. At that instant, an intense coldness permeated my entire being, not because she was leveraging me, but because she fundamentally believed she held dominion over me. I did not surrender to rage. I did not shed a single tear. I returned to my apartment, settled at my workstation, activated my laptop, and commenced the strategic maneuvering. Clara had always been negligent with her digital security. Over the years, she had provided me with access credentials to assist her with various online logistics, her streaming platforms, her professional email correspondence, and most critically, the joint financial account she had co-established with me during a year-long relocation abroad, the very account her fiancé had been utilizing to transfer significant wedding endowments. Maneuver 1: instantly revoke her access. The joint account was legally registered in my name. She had merely included her signature for ease of operation. A few precise digital actions, and her login credentials were immediately rendered obsolete. Maneuver 2: nullify the transactions. I transmitted a concise, formally worded email to Victor, vaguely characterizing the action as essential portfolio rebalancing. He raised no questions, not yet. Maneuver 3: manipulate external perception. I published a brief yet strategically pointed post on a social platform. Some partnerships are founded upon authentic devotion, others are constructed solely upon debt. It took precisely 15 minutes for one of her associates to capture a screenshot and relay it to her. Maneuver 4: execute flawless timing. I deliberately waited until the week of the wedding to send my final electronic message. Be assured, I shall present all 5 gifts at your reception. The reception venue dazzled with elaborate crystal fixtures and meticulously arranged artificial smiles. Clara was adorned in conspicuous gold and pure arrogance. Victor stood close by, akin to a prized trophy. When she noticed my arrival, her smirk was overtly victorious. So were you successful in acquiring them? She whispered, her tone dripping with self-satisfaction. I smiled. Every single requested item. I presented her with a weighty velvet container. She immediately opened it before her expectant group of friends. Inside were 5 custom-printed cards, each displaying a vivid image of one of her extravagant demands. Pied-à-terre, automobile, neckpiece, chronometer, carry-all, stamped in bold red lettering with the chilling declaration, access invalidated. Transaction terminated. The color completely drained from her face. She immediately pivoted toward Victor, who was already extracting his mobile device, his eyes darkening with sudden hostility. In that single, suspended moment, the background noise of the entire gathering appeared to cease. I observed her jaw clench, her fingers curl into a tight ball, her perfectly composed facade visibly fracturing under the immense pressure of public humiliation. I departed before the inevitable outburst of shouting commenced, before the wave of gossip could traverse the hall like carelessly dispersed liquid. In the parking structure, I settled into my vehicle, my hands perfectly steady upon the steering wheel. For the first time in years, I experienced complete liberation. She had attempted to purchase my silence, my allegiance, and my mandatory attendance. Instead, I bestowed upon her something far more valuable, an unvarnished reflection of the harsh reality. Some emotional connections sever quietly, ours fractured with enough force for the entire metropolis to register.